Hey guys, Steven here, Fanatic Perspective. Just wrapped up watching the Panthers-Saints games. The Saints obviously beat the Panthers 31-26 to move on to the divisional round to face the Minnesota Vikings. Just wanted to recap all four of the wild card games we got to see this weekend. I thought Saints-Panthers, I'm actually going reverse. Saints-Panthers was the best, most well-played football game in my opinion. I thought Breeze and Cam played excellent. It turned into a little bit of a duel there, especially with Cam being able to get his team back in the game. And I know it's a lot of discussion going to be talked about the hit on Cam late in the game, and allegedly his visor poked his eye or something like that. But you know, the NFL's concussion protocol policy is going to be subject for discussion throughout the week. So we'll have to wait to see what everyone's opinions are on that. I thought he was out of the game at that point, and just, you know, with the increased eyeballs on players' safety. But, you know, they felt that he was able to play, and I thought he played admirably. I mean, came back into a touchdown pass, but we all know that as we continue to learn more about CTE and concussions, the effects can linger on more long term. So we'll see what happens there. Thought the Panthers did a really good job defensively against Kamara and Ingram, but you know, Drew Brees stepped up today, and the way the Saints are built, they actually kind of did what the Cowboys did back in 2014, where they leaned more on DeMarco Murray and let Tony Romo, even though Tony Romo had been in a pass-first offense his whole career, kind of be more of a complementary quarterback, and that's what we kind of saw from Drew Brees all year. But Drew is still good enough, you know, I think he's, 72% completion percentage to carry the passing game when need be. I thought he would, you know, in my preview video, I thought he was going to make a few mistakes. He was extremely sharp today. He didn't make any mistakes. It's unfortunate Cam's receivers didn't step up throughout the game, with a lot of drops, a lot of missed opportunities. There was a 14-point swing when, you know, Keelan Cole, or what was his name, Clay, whatever his name is, number 12 on the Panthers, drops a freaking touchdown. Godot misses the field goal, and then they hit the big play over the top to Ted Ginn Jr. So great win for the Saints to pull it out. Back in the playoffs, Sean Payton and them. So congratulations to the Saints. The game earlier today was Bills and Jaguars. That was a brutal watch. Brutal watch from a standpoint of the quarterback play. I will say the defensive play, I did enjoy watching, you know, both of the defenses, the blitz packages, all those things were very good. I thought the run packages that both teams had at times were really good. It was admirable to see Shady McCoy. You know, despite the injury, he still, you know, battled and did everything he could for his team. But, you know, both teams were just playing with their hand behind their back with the quarterbacks. You know, Tyrod Taylor, hope he's okay after his injury, but he did not play well. And then Blake Bortles somehow was, you know, was terrible. I mean, he only threw for 87 yards, but you know, he used his legs, and that was the kind of the pitfall for the Bills too, was they did not adjust to the quarterback run game, whether it was zone read or him scrambling or getting outside the pocket. They didn't make those adjustments throughout the game to keep contained or keep somebody home on him. He was not going to throw the ball, and as a defensive coordinator, you have to recognize that. Just body language told you everything you needed to know about Blake Bortles, and the way his coaching staff was calling the game. They called the game very scared, a lot of screens and throws behind the line of scrimmage on 3rd and 2nd and long. So it is what it is there. I know a lot of people are going to complain about the Jalen Ramsey interception. Is it a catch? Is it not a catch? I mean, it would have been, what, 3rd and 20 or 4th and 20? I don't know, but I thought he made a great play jumping that route, and that was a guy, again, I highlighted Jalen Ramsey in my preview video for those that watched it. He's quickly becoming one of the best defensive players in football. He was a guy I wanted to draft as a Cowboys fan. I know we took Ezekiel Elliott, who I have not been disappointed with at all outside of the suspension stuff. But Jalen Ramsey, I mean, he just goes to show the value when you have a lockdown corner shutting down the side of the field. And they got 2 of them, which is going to be very, very interesting going to Pittsburgh. And I know they have the quarterback issue with Bortles and everything, but now Jacksonville, the pressure was kind of on them today. People expected them to win today. Next week going to Pittsburgh, people aren't going to be expecting Jacksonville to beat Pittsburgh twice, especially in a playoff game. and Heinz Field. So I do expect them to try to get something out of Bortles. I don't know. We could get into a situation, though, where Ben is going to come out and try to prove himself after that 5-pick game. So we'll see. But we could get in a situation where the game gets away from the Jaguars and they have to throw, and Bortles gets into a mess. So that's obviously going to be the game plan for the Steelers next week. I will do a preview video, though, for the divisional round. But, again, there's not much else to cover from the Bills-Jaguars game. The Jaguars get the win 10-3. Moving to yesterday, I was 2 for 2 on my picks. I missed, I think like everybody did on the Chiefs-Titans game, and I missed, I kind of went for an upset with the Carolina New Orleans game. So I was close, but not quite there. So I finished 2-2. One of the games I did call in terms of another upset was the Falcons over the Rams. And that game played out pretty much how I explained it. Rams well coached, a lot of speed, very explosive. Falcons took away the big plays and their experience. And I think you saw a hunger and a desire from the Falcons. A lot of that, to me, just came down to intangibles. Again, they're super motivated, trying to get back to where they were last year. They've gotten over the hump of a regular season with a new offensive coordinator and kind of the things that were against them. And they look really, really motivated out there against the Rams, especially defensively. I love their defensive game plan. They allowed a few big runs to Gurley, but inside the red zone, getting some stops, even the stop they got in the red zone at the end of the game to keep it a 2-score game was very, very impressive. So you have to give a lot of credit to Atlanta. I thought Matty Ice played a gutsy game. He wasn't, sharp the whole time, and their play calling still isn't as good as it was under Kyle Shanahan, but they did enough. I love the play they did to Julio Jones where he kind of threw it up and let him when the guy was coming in his face, and Julio made it. He's an A1 receiver, so he makes an excellent adjustment over his shoulder to make the catch. I mean, we'll see. I mean, they're gonna have an excellent shot against Philly next week. Philly's just they're so banged up, so we'll see. I haven't really decided that game, but like what I saw from Atlanta. And then the first game of the weekend, which was the shocker, was the Chiefs-Titans. Andy Reid, that game was a microcosm of all the great and the horrible things about Andy Reid. His opening script to get up 21-3 was outstanding. Play design was beautiful. They were getting everything. Travis Kelce over the middle, Tyreek Hill on the drag routes, and then the clock management issues come into play. The not continue to try to reestablish your running game. Too many quick 3-and-outs. And I think that really did the Chiefs in, because eventually you give somebody so many shots. And Marcus Mariota, I know he struggled this year, but he's not bad. And I think the best thing that happened to Tennessee was they get into a hurry-up situation where that's Marcus's strength. I mean, even going back to Oregon, he's best in the fast-paced offense. Their offensive scheme isn't good enough for Marcus Mariota right now in terms of how it's designed. Like, if he was in a Sean McVay scheme, I think he would be a lot better, obviously. But in that malarkey scheme, I mean, when they get in their 2-minute drill or hurry-up, just same thing we see Cowboys fans with Dak. Like, when they're going, he doesn't have to think and read as much. It's, he's a lot crisper, and he was able to make plays, arms and leg, and, I had a crazy one where he threw a touchdown to himself off of the Revis deflection. Derrick Henry stepped up big time without DeMarco Murray. I thought DeMarco Murray would be missed, but Derrick Henry was huge. And then, obviously the big play in that one was the 2-point conversion fumble play, which kind of was the difference in the game because they lost by 1 point. So, a lot to unpack there from Wild Card Weekend. We had one real big surprise, but other than that, the games pretty much went how we predicted. I thought that one of the other things I wanted to highlight was in the Saints game. At the end of the Saints game, Cam Newton dropping back to pass on 4th and 23. Love the fact that the Saints blitzed him. Because, again, Cowboys fans, I always think to my Cowboys fans, Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay, and we rush 3 people, and he rolls out and throws it to Cook to get in field goal range to win the game. And I think too many times quarterbacks get in that situation and nobody puts pressure on them on the offensive line because they get relaxed thinking everyone's playing coverage and they're just going to play their Hail Mary 3-man deep coverage or whatever and try to defend that. No, I love the fact that the Saints were aggressive in that situation and blitz cam. They ended up getting a sack, so they didn't get the throw off, so there's no concern. If you saw the play before that on third down, Devin Funchess, if he makes a little bit more of effort, I know he's not 100% either. If he makes a little bit more effort, he might have been able to make a play on that ball that Crawley had defended on. I think it was Crawley and Von Bell on that play. But that was a very good throw that Cam had made right before it on third down. And on fourth down, I think their defensive coordinator was like, I'm not gonna allow this. If he gets the throw off, it's gonna be off his back foot, and it's not gonna be a good throw. And I love when defensive coordinators do that. So please, Rod Marinelli, please take a note of that. If we ever get in that situation again, please send at least 5 people. Just send at least 5. That's what I want to see in those situations. But we'll see we got our matchup set now. Patriots. No disrespect to the Titans, but the Patriots got to bye next week with the Titans. Steelers Jaguars is going to be very, very intriguing in my opinion. If they can get something out of Blake Bortles, Falcons Eagles is intriguing. Both the NFC matchups are intriguing, and then Vikings and Saints. So we'll be back later in the week with a divisional recap video. Thanks everyone for watching, subscribing, and as always, provide feedback in the comments. And let's continue this discussion as the playoffs go along. Thank you.